And let me start by referring what already Minister said, because the commitment for Rail Baltica, it's there. And it's not only the commitment, it actually works in all three countries is going on. So what is a better way to show the commitment than a train from Tallinn through Riga to Kaunas and Vilnius, first time in 30 years, joined by 3 ministers, by 3 countries, and the European Commission. This ride actually was very symbolic and showed that corridor is there. We simply need to use it. We need to use it with a proper railway, high-speed railway, according to European standards. In any project, whether it's renovation of the kitchen or global projects such as Rail Baltica, you need to understand 3 basic things. And here I would like to share with you one slide from RB Rail strategy. First, we need to understand why we are doing something and why we are delivering Rail Baltica. Few reasons. In the Baltics, we don't have European gauge. And obviously, that lack of this gauge is a bottleneck for the passengers and cargo on the north-south corridor. Secondly, with the Rail Baltica, we will introduce more climate-friendly, sustainable infrastructure and also safe infrastructure. We will enhance transport not only as a backbone for a railway, but also full transport system which is interlinked with the railway, whether it's roads, airports, and sea. And at the end of the day, last but not least, is to ensure the security and safety for the Baltics and for the Europe. When we turn to what we are delivering, then we are delivering high-speed railway system as an infrastructure, which would provide you mobility for the business and for the people. To conclude, it's how we are doing that. And for Rail Baltica, it's a key that we do it in a transparent and efficient way, ensuring that the high quality and standards for the railway and for the project is there. We are attracting best knowledge and best expertise to implementers of the project and also through our suppliers. And we are ensuring social economical benefits from the day one. Because yes, Rail Baltica, it's a railway, but as a project, it's actually about economical corridor and much more. It's something what this generation can deliver for the next generation. I know that many of you are following Rail Baltica, but for those who actually just joined the project and just joined this interest, let me refresh some technical parameters. First of all, Rail Baltica is a double-track electrified line from Tallinn through Riga, Kaunas, Vilnius, and further to the European Union, coming back to the European railway network. This is a line which will be electrified and run by the cargo and passenger trains. For the passenger trains, design speed is 249 kilometers per hour, and for the cargo, it's 120. If you look at the map to the left, then you see actually is that with Rail Baltica, we are connecting 3 ports, 3 capitals, and 3 airports. So it means that with Rail Baltica coming to the region, this connectivity and mobility will increase significantly. Look only at a few numbers. Now, to get from Tallinn to Riga, it will take you 4 hours on a car. With Rail Baltica, it will be less than 2 hours, ensuring that we are no longer speak about 3 divided regions or 3 divided countries, but we would be able to look at Baltics as a one joint region and one joint infrastructure network. To continue, who are the partners who implement Rail Baltica? It is a cross-border project between the 3 countries, and for that, we need always organizational structure. So first of all, who are the beneficiaries? Of course, it's a people, but people are represented by the ministries of the transport. In order to deliver cross-border project, we need also the central organization. To create that, each ministry has a 100% owned state company, and those 3 companies has become as shareholders of RB Rail with a coordinator and joint organization. And furthermore, RB Rail, as a coordinator, is looking from the global project perspective, and that means developing the standards, developing detailed technical design, and putting into place all the systems, whether it's certification or whether it's systems as such. But still remains things that needs to be implemented and should be implemented at the local level. So therefore, implementing bodies such as Eiropas dzelzceļa līnijas in Latvia, RRB Estonia in Estonia, and Lithuanian railways in Lithuania are the ones who implement point-type objects, such as the stations, depots, logistics centers, and of course do the civil works in their territory. And to complete this part, it's about three things. In order to have a common project, we need to have a common standards. Common standards and common approach between the partners, and what is even more important, that these common standards are cascaded down to our suppliers. Whether it's health and safety, it's reporting, or technical standards, it has to be joined across the project. Second one, it's about support. Support between the projects, between the project partners and our suppliers, so that we can assist each other with the knowledge what we have and work towards one aim and together. And third, what is also very important, it's about compliance. If you have a standards, if you support each other, but still there has to be some control because we are using a lot of European money and also a lot of state money. So there has to be control how we are delivering and whether we are delivering according to the principles what we all have agreed. Let me turn a little bit to the technical progress by 2021. Here I could speak actually for an hour, but I will try to kind of pick some critical or some more interesting elements in order to show you what's going on. So first of all, detailed technical design. Detailed technical design, starting from Tallinn, going through to Kaunas, is ongoing in all 650 kilometers. Then, nice. Designs and special plans in Lithuania. Currently, there are two special plans under the development between Kaunas and Polish border and Kaunas and Vilnius. And further to follow also with the detailed technical designs where the procurements are planned to be launched already in the first quarter next year. If we look from the point-type objects, what is important is the stations. So currently in Latvia, we see that already for a year, its construction works going on in the Riga Central Station. And just recently, a few months ago, construction started also in the Riga International Airport Station. In Estonia, there is going on detailed technical designs for Ulimiste Station as well as for Pärnu. And in the few months, you will see already the procurements to be launched for the construction for Ulimiste Station. In Lithuania, as already reflected by the minister, main line is a priority. So therefore, we can see that not only European gauge comes from Poland towards Kaunas already, but Lithuania is pushing hard to move forward with the mainland development from Kaunas towards Latvian border. And in other words, saying in Lithuania, construction works has never stopped, and they are moving forward towards Latvian border. Then a few more things. Already identified by the Minister of Transport of Latvia, Latvia launched the biggest construction procurement for Rail Baltica, and not only for Rail Baltica, but I don't remember in history of Latvia, kind of independent history, that there was a bigger procurement. So this is a very significant step for Rail Baltica to ensure that Latvia is ready for the construction works already in 2023 from Estonian border to Lithuanian border. Few more mentions about these local facilities, depots and infrastructure maintenance facilities. They are being developed across all three countries as we speak, whether they are at the design stage or some of them will start construction. In parallel to these international stations and international traffic, it is very paramount that we develop also the regional traffic. And currently, with the support also of the European Commission, we have managed to move forward and start development of the regional stations in parallel with the development of international stations and mainland itself. And to conclude, Rail Baltica is not about the passengers. Rail Baltica is mainly about the freight. So currently, in all three countries, the freight terminals are developing. In Estonia, this is a Muuga, where the design is completed and we are moving towards the procurement for the construction. In Kaunas, it's already operational. As Minister identified, 2 pairs of trains are coming every week with intention to increase, and increase rapidly. And in Latvia, the procurement is launched for development of multimodal infrastructure. Moving on. In any project, you need to understand what is the timeline. And here we can see what is going on in 2021. So we have large-scale designs across kind of 650 kilometers. We have initial construction started in all 3 countries, and we are moving into preparation for our railway systems procurements, which will be launched already next year, and preparing for the construction by procuring materials and components for the railway in a joint way, so that we have a bigger market power and have a better price and all what comes with that. In a parallel, at any moment, we cannot forget about economical corridor, because railways is a means, but the economics is something what drives it, and that is what is expected. If you look for the next few years, the project will concentrate on the maturity in order to complete all the necessary preparation works to have a construction maturity for all 870 kilometers across Rail Baltica project. We will be also ready with all the starting the designs for systems, and point-type objects will be completed or on the way for the completion. And during those 2 years, when we already gradually will start the construction, as you see from today until 2024, we will also boost the economy, and we will provide employment and workplaces. And at the end of the day, as we start developing project gradually, step by step, we also will complete project gradually. So that starting from 2026, we would be able to put already train operations and complete them no later than 2030. Gradual start, gradual completion, and by that time, we will have a fully operational railway and good connection in the corridor. To illustrate, how does it look? Because sometimes it's better to see than to hear somebody speaking through your monitor. First of all, if you look in 2022 from the maturity perspective, we see that in Estonia, we are continuing to develop point-type objects, and especially like viaducts, animal passages, where the construction is started and will be ongoing. In Latvia, 2 stations we will continue to develop, and additionally, we will be ready to start a construction on the section between Lithuanian border and Misa. And in Lithuania, we see that maturity for the construction is there already for a section from Kaunas to Panevėžys. And that consists approximately of the 33% of all construction works what is necessary to complete Rail Baltica. If we look what we are adding in 2023, then the next sections will be mature for the construction, section between Panevėžys and Latvian border, and remaining section between Misa and Riga. Furthermore, in case of Latvia, the construction will be mature enough to start construction works already section from Riga towards Estonian border, and Estonia would move towards Latvia from Tallinn towards Pärnu. In 2023, remaining sections, which is connection between in Estonia with the port, connection from Pärnu towards Latvian border, one of the most complicated sections in Rail Baltica, entry to the Riga city, and completing 2 important sections in Lithuania from Kaunas to Vilnius and Kaunas to Polish border will be ready for the construction. And to summarize, in 2024, all 870 kilometers would be mature enough to go for ongoing construction works in all sections. By being said that, the logical question is, how do you finance it? So let me turn a little bit to that. First of all, Rail Baltica, without a doubt, it's not a project what 3 Baltic countries can do. It's with a huge support from European Commission and from European citizens. in amount of 85%. And 15% are financed from the states. So up till now, what we have in grants from Europe, it's 1.1 or 1.2 billion euros. And from this amount, already approximately 1 billion euros is under the contracts. So if we look for the next financial period, from 2021 to 2027, we see that from the cohesion part, national allocations, it's approximately 700 million euros. On top of that, project can compete and will compete for several funding sources. First of all, cohesion competitive part, which will be announced with an amount of 3.4 billion euros, and missing links in amount of 1.6 billion euros. And missing links is actually a great achievement, I would say, for the Europe and for the Baltic region. And I must say, really thank you to the prime ministers and to the three states who introduced this idea and agreed with the partners across Europe that yes, this financing is needed in order to move forward with the Rail Baltica. So as you see, there is quite big amounts for Rail Baltica to move forward, not only technically, but also physically with available money. Take a look at the screen. We've been speaking quite a lot about European project, but if you would take a look at this right side, you really see that this is truly a European project, and there is 150 partners already involved in the developing of Rail Baltica across Europe and from 3 Baltic countries. Some of you will find your names there. Some of you should wonder, why are you not there? And in the left side, this is a small promotion. This is the fairs and events where we are going. So to present Rail Baltica project and to meet suppliers. So don't hesitate, find us there. We are going to those events. And to complete my 20 minutes of fame, I will summarize in 4 simple sections. What is the priorities for 2022-24? First of all, building the maturity and developing the infrastructure itself. And that means completing detailed technical designs, acquiring land, going for the procurements, ensuring financing, and getting construction companies in place. Secondly, it's about developing ambitious program about systems itself. Because rail, it's not about kind of civil works. The main part is about interoperability and safety. So that our infrastructure in 3 countries is designed and constructed according to the best and up-to-date solutions and principles, and are fully interoperable with the Poland and further European. Third one, as I mentioned, it's all about one project. And if you want to get one project between the cross borders, you need to ensure this standards, support, and compliance between the partners and within the suppliers. And to complete, we will continue to develop Rail Baltica as an economic corridor, to promote it with the cargo flows which we already have between Kaunas and Europe, and continue to do that across 3 Baltic countries and beyond, Poland, Finland, etc. So thank you very much.